What is going on YouTube, and we are back with another one. Alright, so it kicks off a fresh brand new week in the stock market, and in this drop I'm coming at you with a couple of our portfolio plays that are on fire right now, so you guys have the strategy and you know what to do with them going forward. But before I get this show on the road, if you're looking to change your future financially using the stock market, do make sure you consider hitting that subscribe button and joining the movement. And if you're already locked into the channel and you know someone who could do with earning money using the stock market, whether that's a family or a friend, do bless them by putting them on the channel. So the growth plays, they're still under heat right now as we go through this market volatility, in part caused by these high bond yields. But don't look at this as a bad thing, look at it as this is the time where a lot of these growth plays are starting to consolidate. As I say, there's three phases of the recovery. The first is free fall, we've been through that. The second is the stabilization phase that we're in right now. And then the next is the turn in the market where you're going to see the majority of our growth plays continue their climb upwards. Now, as I say, I'm going to put on your radar a couple of our portfolio plays that are on fire right now, so you guys have got the strategy set and you know how to continue crush them as we move forward. All right, guys, you know what time it is. Let's get ready for our first one. So we're going to kick things off with a warm-up play, so I'm going to put Palantir in the spotlight, ticker symbol PLTR. This is a growth play. I've been saying you guys should grab your positions in over the last couple of weeks for a very good reason. Now, this is a play where most of the business is on fire, not necessarily that stock price, because as I say, those market gravitational forces are at work pulling this one down temporarily. Now, with Palantir, the proof is in the quality and the velocity of the contracts that they win. And recently they've come out and announced another good contract win worth $90 million. Now moving forward, we can expect much of the same from this play because their product is in demand, especially in the government arena side of things. Now, the key takeaway from this, and probably slipped by you guys, is that what we're seeing right now is catalysts starting to have an impact on the stock prices of our growth plays. Now, it's only a couple of days ago where a lot of our growth plays would deliver good news and that stock price wouldn't move at all. In fact, often it would drop. So as I say, we're moving into that market stabilization phase. So we're seeing the catalysts take effect. This is good signs for things to come. So Palantir is currently hovering in the $23 region. As I say, we've got key support on this one at $22. So the closer you guys can get this to 22, the better entry you have and the better returns you will make on this one. So when you see this one drop down to the 22s, I'm gonna need you guys to pull the trigger on this play. Got an end of year price target on this one of $35. So that's good upside on the current stock price. I want you guys to treat this one as an investment. So you've got to be patient with this one, let management deliver the goods and you'll be rewarded monetarily. All right, guys, so it's warming up now. We've got Tesla, ticker symbol TLSA. Now, as I say to you guys, we are going through that monumental shift from gas vehicles to electric, and it is unavoidable. And there are going to be key plays that are set to win from this movement. And one of those is Tesla. If you've been rocking with the channel, you guys know this is one of your foundation plays within your growth portfolio. And I've been saying since they dropped down to the 500s, scoop that play up, add them to the portfolio. And now today it's just testament of what I've been telling you guys. Long term, this is not a play to be betting against. In the short term, you can hit some good options on this one, but long term, this is a play that's set to win. They are the pioneers when it comes to the EV industry, and that's shown by solid Q1 delivery numbers. And going forward, they're going to go from strength to strength. I say to you guys, this is a play that they're targeting to grow 50% year on year, and they are going to deliver solid results, not just in their financials, but also in that stock price too, to investors. So this is one I want you guys to keep on your radar right throughout the year. I want you guys to catch this one under 675. Catch them under 675. Load up on this play. All right, guys, so we're turning up the heat full blast with this one. That's Vuzi, ticker symbol VUZI. Now, you guys will know this as one of our long-term plays, but also part of our swing trade collection as well. And today's meteoric rise in that stock price just shows you guys why I highlighted them as an ideal swing trade candidate. So shout out anyone who jumped on this one at the beginning of the trading day. You guys have already hit our swing trade checkpoint on this one of 15%. Now, if you've got an average on this one at 25 or above, I'd suggest you take profit at this level, or at least set your stop limits or your trailing stop losses if you have access to that, because they will see some downwards movement back down to the mid 20s. So I want you guys netting the profit now if you have the opportunity to do so. This is a solid play going forward. We know their product is in high demand from various different industries, mining, healthcare, warehouse logistics, the list goes on. And as I say, weekly we receive news, they've won new orders. So I expect some news to come this week and next week and so on to give that share price a bit of steam. So again, this is a play that you guys got to keep on your radar. Now, in terms of entry on this one, guys, we want entry $23, $22 or below ideally because of the wild swings in this stock price. They are going to continue their climb. They are going to get into the 30s, but I want you guys getting a low entry price on this play. So now it's time for our MVP of the day. That's the most valued play. We've got Marathon Digital Holdings, ticker symbol MARA. This is a play I've been putting on your radar over the last couple of days for a very good reason, because it was only a matter of time before we saw this play blast through their all-time high and continue their climb. This one is just doing it differently to the rest of the crypto plays. I want to let you guys know, when it comes to Mara and crypto plays, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. This is a play that's going to deliver wins time and time again. This is because what they're doing is looking to deploy 100,000 miners. This gives them the advantage of scale, which puts them in a league of their own. And today they've dropped a roadmap of how they're going to deploy that 100,000 miners over the next 12 months, and the investors are happy with that. That's why you've seen that meteoric rise in that stock price today, because they can see the value of this play once they've deployed those 100,000 miners, and it is big. So I'm gonna make sure you guys keep this one on your radar. Now, where we're gonna crush this one moving forward is we're gonna catch this one on any weakness in the price of Bitcoin, because we know this one is related to the price of crypto. So we can get in at a better entry and then ride this one back up. There's several ways to crush Mara. We can also crush this one with options. Now, we'll be bringing options to the channel, but in the meantime, for those of you who have access to options, I'm gonna give you guys the formula. I'm gonna put a short-term option on this one. You're gonna place a put down. All you need is a week, exercise $50 or below. Let's talk about how we can level up as investors. Now, I'll talk to you guys about volume. So right now is the time when you can start to see some of these plays start breaking through resistance, as we've seen today. Remember, we call that breakout. Now, what I'm looking at is I'm looking at their volume as they're breaking through resistance to see if they can sustain that movement. Remember, volume is just the number of trades over a given period, but it shows the investor conviction now and the strength of that movement. So looking at the volume of a couple of these plays like a Marathon today, for example, was half the average. The volume was half the average. Play like a Tesla, the volume was half the average. Now, this gives you an indication that they might not be able to sustain that movement and they might drop below resistance back into their consolidation. So this is just a bit of technicals I want to teach you guys. And remember, you can look at volume on Google Finance or Yahoo Finance, and you get all the information you need over there. So this is what I want you guys to do, as well as the fundamentals. I want to ensure that you guys are leveling up when it comes to the technicals. All right, guys, we're rocking with the channel. You know what time it is. Now, this question comes from Michael. Says, your wisdom is like prescribed medication to heal with a market that can drive you crazy. Is there basic maths to work out if a stock is expensive or cheap to valuation? Now, I'm glad I'm able to calm some nerves. As you guys continually build your badges as investors, these market movements, these corrections, these sell-offs, they're not going to scare you no more. As a matter of fact, they're going to start to excite you. And the moment they start to excite you, that's when you guys know you're leveling up as investors, and you're going to take your investing returns to a whole new level, because you're going to be able to show conviction when these plays are beaten down and invest when they're at the bottom, increasing your long-term returns. Now, you guys have already seen some of these plays, a lot of our growth plays, in fact, have started to make movements upwards, 25%, 30% up. So you can see the trend, the direction in which they're going at. So when it comes to valuation, you're absolutely right. There's basic maths you can apply to check if a company is overvalued, fairly valued, or undervalued. As a matter of fact, it's just a division of two numbers. So I'll tell you guys about the price of sales. That's just a core valuation metric that you can use when valuing these companies. And the price in this case is just your market capitalization, which you can find on Yahoo Finance, Google Finance, and that's just the value of the shares outstanding. Take that number, simply divide it by a full year's sales. Get the sales number from an annual report. Now, with that number, all you do is just compare it to other plays within the industry. So you could take a price of sales of DraftKings, for example, compare that to a price of sales of Golden Nugget. And what you'll find in that case is Golden Nugget's price of sales is far below the price of sales of DraftKings, which gives an indication that the Golden Nugget stock price is looking undervalued. That's why I say scoop that one up if you haven't already done so. Add to the portfolio, it will rise. So before you guys jump into any play, do that price of sales as a sense check of the investment. Now, when you start getting wildly high numbers like 100 times price to sales or even 50 times price to sales, guys, you start asking questions about the play, and that will avoid you jumping into plays that are overvalued and prevent you guys from bag holding these overvalued plays in the long term. All right, guys, that wraps things up. Do help out the channel by hitting that like button. And if you're new, do join the movement by hitting that subscribe button. Now, as we progress through the rest of the week, you guys know I'm bringing the heat to ensure that we continue dominating. So I'll catch you on the next one.